Hey, what's going on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. I appreciate you guys for tapping into yet another breakdown. We got Texas versus Georgia. Top-ranked matchup. Number 1, Texas, then number 1. Probably not going to be number 1 anymore. Versus number 5, Georgia. It was an amazing game. Not really if you're a Texas fan, it wasn't a great game. Texas was not playing good offense throughout the entire game. They made a little switch up during the middle of the game. They put in Arch Manning. I'm sure a ton of fans were interested and happy to see him, but then they ended up putting Quinn Ewers back in the game later on, and he played pretty decent. Arch Manning didn't do too much. He had a sack fumble, unfortunately, while he was in. I think following that's when they put Quinn Ewers back in the game. But neither quarterback was really able to get anything going. The Georgia defense played at a very, 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 very high level. They're getting to the quarterback often, early and often. Carson Beck didn't play his greatest game either. Neither quarterback had a really good game. I'd really say this game came down to the Georgia defense. Their run game wasn't hitting at a high level either. Now, Texas, their starting running back had 15 carries for 52 yards, but given the sacks that were taken by Quinn Ewers, they ended up only having a net 29 rushing yards. So not good from that standpoint. Georgia only had 110 rushing yards. Trevor Etienne, 19 for 87. 3 rushing touchdowns. From the passing standpoint, they only threw for 175 passing yards. Texas threw for 230 passing yards. But like I said, it was really about the defense of Georgia, particularly that pass rush of Georgia. They ended up getting the victory 30-15. We're going to be going through the highlights. There were some interesting things that took place in this game, like the fans throwing the water bottles on the field, the refs coming back out and changing the call. Interesting from that standpoint, but we're going to be breaking down the game. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below, and we will get straight into it. Okay. Georgia is going to start with the ball in this game. You see Texas kicking it off to them. Here you go with the Texas team. Or I guess Georgia didn't do anything with their first drive there. Here you go. Texas got the ball now. They're saying those impact players down on the screen. Michael Williams definitely ended up being an impact player. Another player for Georgia who ended up being an impact player was Jalen Walker. 3 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. 8 solo tackles, 8 total tackles. He was a man on a mission. Had a really, really good game. Here you go. Going to get the RPO. Throw it out to the tight end down there. And he's going to get the first down on 2nd and 1. Really good job. Really good job. 2nd and 5. 12 and a half minutes to go in the first quarter for Texas. You're going to get the handoff to the running back on the outside. And he's got good blocks out in front of him. That is Blue, the running back Blue. And he's getting first down on it. I thought that was Blue. No, Wisner. Weisner. Why did I think that was Blue? I don't know. Anyway, Weisner on the run. Wait. Yes, Weisner on the run. So sorry. Weisner on the run for the first down. Really good job for Texas on 2nd and 5. Great job right there. They punt it away back to Georgia. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 4 coming up for Georgia. Drop back for Carson Beck, and he's going to throw the interception. Early on in the game, he's going to throw his first interception, and it was just one of those situations where he really stared down the receiver, and the defensive back of Texas really made a good play on it. I don't know why he slid back down once again. There was no reason for him to slide down at all. But anyway, you're going to see the interception here. He's really staring it down. The defensive back right here is watching the tight end come across. He sees the eyes of the quarterback. He gets his eyes on the receiver and then gets his eyes back on the quarterback, sees the ball, and makes the interception. Really good play there. It was put into coverage right there, but he definitely didn't see that defender on the backside. He's looking at this linebacker here and thinking, oh, once the tight end clears that linebacker, there's a window for me to put the ball right here. What he's not accounting for is that there's another defensive back watching his eyes and watching his every move on the backside, and it ends up biting him. But had he been correct, and with only the linebacker being there, he potentially could have had a pretty decent play there. But the linebacker was there. So that's the situation you run into with that, is that the linebacker is there, and he is watching. Or the safety is there, and he is watching. Either way, 0-0 ball game, 8 minutes to go. Georgia's now got the ball back after Texas did nothing with that interception. And that was really the problem with Texas, is they're getting these turnovers, but the turnovers are turning into absolutely nothing. So not only do they get 3, they get nothing off that interception, and they give Georgia the ball right back. And they go to work. 2nd and 3 coming up for Georgia. They're going to get the handoff to their running back, who's going to burst open. Trevor Etienne is going to burst through the hole, and it's going to be really good run. Really good run on the split zone run to Etienne, who gets good yardage on the explosive run play on 2nd and 3. Here you go. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for Alabama or for Georgia. Drop back pass for Carson Beck, who's going to get it out to the tight end. Who ends up getting good yardage on 1st and 10. Really good play there. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 9 coming up for Georgia. Beck's going to get it out to his running back, Etienne, on the check down. Looks like Texas is playing a lot of coverage on the back end of things. Looks like a cover 3, definitely cover 3 on the back end of things. And he's going to check it down to his running back, who's going to get upfield and get the first down. Good job of Georgia. Continue to move the chains. 3rd and 8 coming up for Georgia. They get the ball off almost to their man, and number 7 is going to get his 2nd interception. Really tough play there for Georgia. Really tough play there for Georgia. Really tough. I mean, you hate to see it. You really hate to see it. And man, just a tip pass intended for your tight end, who's going to come inside on the slant, and it ends up getting intercepted. Tough play right there. Good interception by Jahdae Barron. Who comes down with the interception. Really good play there. On 3rd and 8, they were going to get points. At the very least, they were going to get 3 there. And it's just a good play from the cornerback right there. Has eyes. I think that's a safety, actually. But has eyes on the tight end and ends up coming down with the interception. Good job right there. Tips and overthrows. Got to be ready for him. And he was ready for it. Great play on it. Right there. Here you go. 0-0 ball game. Still 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Got a 3rd and 6 coming up for Georgia. Or for Texas. And oh my gosh, sack fumble right there. Oh man, his guy ruined a touchdown for him. If he wouldn't have reached out and grabbed the ball right there, his guy would have scooped it and scored it. But obviously he's just trying to get the ball in his team's possession and not the other team's possession. But ball's going to be kicking around right there, and Georgia is going to end up with it. But it all started from the sack fumble coming in. And then making the play on the late blitz from their corner. They're going to bring in the cat blitz here. And one thing that shows you that should, bring you pause when you see something like this, cornerbacks playing press. You got a safety close to almost over the top of it. And they're just going to rotate, and corner's going to come in and bring the pressure, man. Just could never see it. His back is completely turned to that. You would have to have picked that up with your running back or your tackle. Your running back is occupied by somebody on the inside. And, it's just an unfortunate play for Texas. Brings up the sack, fumble, and Georgia's going to come down with the ball. Georgia's going to get the ball. Walk away with it. Great job there on the blitz from Georgia. Unfortunate play for Texas. Coming in on the blitz, and they get the ball. Great job for them to get to the quarterback. Great job of getting to the quarterback. Tough play. They're going to play every possible angle on that replay. Here you go. Georgia inside the 5. 11 seconds to go in this first quarter. And they're going to pitch it out to Etienne, who's going to get on the outside and walk in the end zone untouched. Really good blocking from Georgia there on the outside. And great job. Great job from Georgia. Really good job. Easy touchdown right there. Here you go. You get the replay. Tight end blocking down right. Or this might be a receiver, actually. Receiver blocking down right here. Tight end blocking down. Get those seal blocks. You got your lineman pulling out in front. Lineman is pulling out. You got your tackle pulling out in front. So a little pin and pull action type. This is really your fullback getting out in front as well. He gets a block. Blocked up really well from Georgia. Really good seal blocks by everybody involved to allow him to get around that corner and get the touchdown. Really good job there. Great looking play. Going to get a pretty decent return here from Texas with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. And he's getting outside, getting upfield, and taking it down into Georgia territory. Really good return. Really good kickoff return right there. But as almost always when somebody gets a good return, you can almost guarantee that you may see a hold in there. I think they're going to call it on guy right here. He's going to fall down and pull the guy down with him. And That's the only place where I would know where the hole would be. Either way, Texas is going to start their drive in the second quarter on a 3rd and 7 now, 14 and a half minutes to go in the second quarter. And the pass rusher, Walker, is just going to keep working. Jalen Walker, and he's going to end up getting the sack. Good play right there from Jalen Walker to come up with, I believe that was his first sack of the game. Really, really good job. Texas is going to punt it away. Punter's going to get the ball into his hands really fast, get the ball off, and Georgia's going to have a pretty decent return off of it. Really good job from Georgia, and they end up returning it back down inside the 30-yard line. Carson Beck's going to have the ball now, 3rd and 7, 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. Beck is going to drop back, look for somebody downfield. He gets it off to his guy, and his receiver's going to fall forward close to first down yardage. Arian Smith is going to fall forward past first down yardage. That is eventually going to bring up a 4th and 8. Georgia's going to kick the field goal and take the 10-point lead with 10 and a half minutes to go in the second quarter. Here you go. You got second quarter, 1st and 10 for Texas, who's now got the ball back. They're going to swing it out to their running back, number 21, Ryan Niblett, who's going to get upfield for about 5 yards on first down. Decent play right there. 3rd and 6 coming up for Texas. Drop back pass for Quinn Ewers. He gets it off to his man. So they're trying to run the out, more fade with their tight end, and I believe this is a receiver. You got the tight end on the outside. Tight end's going to run the more fade. It's a really good read. They're in cover 2. Looks like a Tampa 2 from Georgia. So Tampa, your middle defender, half field safety, flat defender. So it's the right read from this receiver to tight turn it, but it's just a better play from the corner. Corner's going to come in, get the interception, and give Georgia the ball back in Texas territory. It's not a terrible play from Quinn Ewers. It's the right read, and he's probably doing half field reads, so he's not doing full field reads. You end up having 4 over 2 here. Look, he takes his eyes here immediately. His eyes go left to peek over here. He's got 4 over 3. 1, 2, 3, and then you got a safety over top. 4 over 3 over here. It's probably not good numbers for him. He goes back to the side that he thought he had decent numbers in. The receiver does the right thing. The one thing I don't like. This is a more fade, and this is why you have to stress these things. And I know the Texas coaching staff, offensive coaching staff, is probably going to stress this with this tight end. The point of a more fade is to take a mandatory outside release. The little things matter in situations like this, and this is one of those little things that really matter. You have to take this fade outside of that defensive back because that's going to widen the window from your receiver. Your receiver's tight turning because he understands. He's peeking eyes out there. He understands that it's a flat defender. I'm not going to be able to run away from coverage in here. I got to tight turn it and hook up in that window. If your tight end forces the outside release on this corner, that opens up the window for your receiver here, and maybe it doesn't end up being an interception. But that corner doesn't get threatened at all. He wants to keep outside leverage because he's in a flat. He doesn't get threatened at all by a more release or the tight end forcing the issue on the outside, and he's able to play it and go get the interception. That's a tough play, but there's a reason that you call it a mandatory outside release, and you got a mandatory outside release to widen the window. He doesn't. It ends up being an interception, and it really hurts Georgia. Tough play right there. But those are some of the little intricacies in coverage and in a route concept where, you gotta do the little things right. Look how much space there is here in this view. You really got to take that outside release. You really genuinely have to take that outside release. And I don't know if they're circling and that's what they're talking about. I don't remember what they were saying, but imagine he goes outside like he's supposed to on this more release. Imagine he goes outside and forces the issue. That's going to widen the window from the receiver, and he can't just keep eyes on it because I can't stress enough how important this outside release is on this play. It ends up being an interception for Georgia and for Texas, and it's just not a great play. You don't force the issue there. You're just taking your release and going up the field. I know that was a more fade. I know that was a more. If you're running the inside and your receiver's tight turning and all that stuff, I know that was supposed to be a mandatory outside release. I've played enough football. I've seen this route concept enough. I know for sure that was supposed to be a mandatory outside release, and it's not, and it's an interception. Tough play right there. Here you go. Georgia's going to get the ball back. You're going to swing it off to your running back, who's going to get the ball and get upfield for really, really good yardage right there. Your running back, Dominic Lovett. I don't even know if that's a running back. I think that might be a receiver, but you swing it out to your receiver, Dominic Lovett, who's going to run the bubble right here, get the ball in his hands, and get upfield. Good play right there from Lovett. Good play right there from Lovett. Here you go. 10-0 ball game. 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. First and 10 for Georgia. You're going to hand it off to ETN, who's going to get upfield and dive forward for the touchdown. He dove for about 3 yards for the touchdown, reaches the ball over the pylon. Really good job. It's just blocked up really well. Inside zone run play here for Georgia. Got the guy coming around on the orbit motion. He's just eye candy for everybody else, and he kind of gets this guy. This guy sees it and runs with it, and he's not really a factor, but ends up getting in the end zone. Good job for Georgia. They take the 17-0 lead. That is a touchdown every day of the week. 17-0 lead for Georgia. 8 minutes to go in the game in the second quarter now. 2nd and 11 for Texas. Drop back pass for Quinn Ewers. He gets it off to the running back, who is not going to get anything. Nothing to be had right there on 2nd and 11. That's going to be up a 3rd and long for Texas. 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. And Walker's going to get in there for his second sack of the game. Really good job. At this point, it just felt like Quinn Ewers couldn't get anything going on. They try to chip him right here. He's not going to get the chip on the tight end. Or not going to get the chip on the end man. And tackle is going to be one-on-one. And, I wouldn't say that he really gave up the sack. They really just get on the same level as the quarterback and ends up coming underneath and getting sacked. Nonetheless, a really, really good play from Jalen Walker. Really good job. Georgia ends up getting the ball back. They end up driving down to get into field goal range. They're going to kick the field goal, and it's going to be good to give them a 20-0 lead in the first half. 20-0 lead. Tough plays, tough sledding right here for Texas so far in this half. They end up putting Arch Manning in the game towards the end of the second quarter, and he is going to give Mikel Walker his first sack of the game. I think that was Mikel. Or was it Mikel Williams? Mikel Williams is going to end up coming up with his first sack of the game. Really, unless they counted it for a tackle for loss. They might have counted it for a tackle for loss. Because, he hadn't tucked the ball yet, though. That should be I don't know. Either way, they're going to get him for a face mask, though. I do remember that. They got him for a face mask, and it's going to negate that. So you go. You got 3:44 left in the first half. 2nd and 15 coming up for Texas. Arch Manning is going to get the ball off to his tight end on the over, and he's going to get it for good yardage. Decent yardage right there. Bringing up a 3rd down. They don't do anything on 3rd down. They punt it away. They get the ball back in Georgia's hands. They're going to give it to Dominic Lovett on the pre-snap motion, and Lovett's going to get close to first down yardage on 2nd down. Bringing up a 3rd and short. They get a 4th and 1 now, and they are going to punt it away. Big time punt from their guy down there. And I don't know why, but this guy I don't think he fair caught the ball one time in the game. He was always looking to make something happen, always looking to get things going. And not that it was a bad thing, but he was very bold. He was very bold. I don't know if this is really, that's not a super big play, but try it if you want to. Minute 40 left. Arch Manning is still in the game. You got a 1st and 10. 1st and 10, minute 40 left in the second quarter, and this is what Arch Manning can do. He's got athleticism. He can move his legs, and he's going to scramble close to midfield, getting just past the 40-yard line. Really good run there from Arch Manning. One of the better plays that they've had this half. A minute to go in the first half. 1st and 10. Arch Manning's going to drop back, and they are going to get the sack. That is Jalen Walker on the sack. And, man, he is a man on a mission this game. That's his 3rd sack of the game, 3rd sack in the first half. And, man, he was really playing at a high level, pursuing the quarterback. Here you go. He's right here, really spying the quarterback. And then once he sees the quarterback declare, going after him. Go get him. Go get him. And he's going to get him and bring him down for the sack. Really big time play. Really big time play. Here you go. 2nd and 21 for Texas. And it's going to bring up a sack fumble. Who is that in on the sack fumble? That is Damon Wilson the second coming in on the sack fumble. That right tackle getting beat. Got a one-on-one outside. He's going to dip under that block of the right tackle. And Jalen Walker is going to end up with the recovery and almost score. Good tackle there. I mean, if you're going to give up the sack, you might as well bring up the tackle on the sack fumble. Good job right there from the right tackle, but even better job from the Georgia defense. Really high-level play from this Georgia defense. I mean, they were on these quarterbacks all game long, particularly in that first half. The first half, the quarterbacks could not live at all. Sack fumble for Arch Manning. Tough play right there. Didn't even see it coming on his backside, and they're going to give Georgia the ball back. Georgia ends up kicking the field goal to make it a 23-20 ball game. Texas now has the ball back in the second half. 13 minutes to go in the third quarter. What will Texas do with it now? Giving the end around to their guy, number 5, Ryan Wingo, the freshman, and he's getting pretty good yardage on the reverse. See the tight end reversing back right here and getting out and getting a block out in front of him. Good play right there from Wingo. Get inside the 40 of Georgia. Getting a little bit of offensive going now in the second half. Quinn Ewers obviously back in the game. 12 and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. And they're going to get their receiver, Wingo, on a little pre-snap motion. He's going to get upfield and run like a bang or an in. Not even Wingo. That's number 2. Matthew Golden, who was their leading receiver with 77 receiving yards on 3 receptions. But he's going to come on the pre-snap motion and get that corner guessing. He breaks it off down the line and gets good yardage. Really good yardage on 1st and 10 to get down close to the 15. Second and goal for Texas. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. And they run the whip route, but he's unable to get it to his receiver. He tries to hit the whip route down here to Bond, who's open. Runs a good route, but unfortunately for Texas, the defensive tackle for Georgia was able to bat it down. Might even be the defensive end, but he's able to bat it down. Good play. Good play from the Georgia defender. Now they got a 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Isaiah Bond is going to go in motion. They're running the little yo-yo motion, getting back outside, and they get it to him, and he's going to get into the end zone. You see the rub route. He doesn't make it as obvious. He gets in the way of the defender, and he gets in the end zone. Really good job. Really good job from Isaiah Bond. Really good job. They're going to go 4-2 after the touchdown, and they're going to get the ball once again to Bond in the back of the end zone. Great play right there from Bond. They're starting to chase the points early, but as you can see, they're going to run an OTB right here, a spacing right here, and then Bond is going to go like on a bang route behind all of it, and they get the ball to him. Maybe even in on the back, maybe even an in route behind all of it, but they get the ball to him for the 2-point conversion, bringing up a 23-8 ball game. Good job for Texas. They're finally on the board, but they need some defensive stops. That's what would really help them, is to get some stops on defense. And, this is a good way to start. 3rd and 12. Georgia's going to throw the ball to the receiver, and the safety comes down and makes a big hit on the receiver. Really good job to jar the ball loose. Really good play right there. They're going to punt it back to Texas. Texas has got the ball back close to their in between on the 5.5-yard line. And man, what a ball from Quinn Ewers. A little short. Really, it's covered. It's really covered. They're going to go to a cover 3, third, and you see the one high safety drop down in the third. He's dropping down in a hook, curl flat type zone. But either way, you get it out to your receiver, and he comes back and makes the big time catch. That was Matthew Golden, and I think that was the long reception of 34 yards that they had. Not even, because this is like 20 yards. And might have been the 34-yard reception. I think that was it. Yep, 34-yard reception right there. Really good play by Matthew Golden. Great job right there. 2nd and 6, 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're going to hand it off to their running back, who's going to get upfield. Weisner is going to get upfield and get the good run on 2nd down to get them on the 1st down. Bring up another 2nd and 6. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bunch of play action. Get a play action. Faking the reverse, and they eventually get it back out to him after the reverse, and he's going to try to make a guy miss. He does make a guy miss, and it gets upfield. They seem to be moving the ball pretty successfully now. That was Jaden Blue right there. But they seem to be moving the ball pretty successfully now at this point. But can they finish it in points? That's the real question. Can they finish it in points? And that's really what it's about. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 4th and 6 for Texas. They go for it, and it's unsuccessful. They try to hit the slant up here. Seems like it's covered really well by the cornerback, and it was intended for Bond, and man, just not going to be able to get the completion there. Tough play right there on fourth down when you got to have it, covered really well by the corner there. They punt it wet, or no, they don't punt it back away. Georgia's going to take over right there on the turnover on downs. 3 minutes to go, 3rd and 9 for Carson Beck. And, man, this is the controversial play of the game, man. So Texas is going to get the interception. They're going to get the interception, and I guess they're going to call a holding up top. I didn't think it was a holding. When you watch the playback, I believe I have the replay on here. When you watch the replay, it doesn't look like holding. It looks like a really good play from the cornerback. He's going to get them down inside the 10-yard line. But if you watch the replay, so they call the holding. I don't know what happened. I know the fans started throwing stuff, but I think they showed the replay on the big board at the game. But you look at it, the corner, the receiver tries to push the corner off. The corner doesn't really grab at all. I didn't see the corner grab at all right here. He really just gets hands on, just like, I'm a receiver first, so I'm always going to try to lean towards the receiver, but the receiver is being very, very physical here, pushing off at the top of the route. The corner is just kind of taking on that contact, and he sees the ball come out, so he makes the interception. That's a really big play for the corner. It wasn't necessarily that he held or, he got in an advantageous situation because of he was ready for the ball because he's looking at the quarterback and the receiver is trying to push him off. So I would really say this is on the on the receiver. If anything, they probably could have called an offensive pass interference, but it ended up being an interception. So I don't know why you would call offensive pass interference. Either way, they called a hold, and I don't know what happened. I guess after they showed the replay on the board, fans started throwing things on the field. They all started throwing water bottles and everything on the field, and the refs, I guess, talked about it. Within this time that they had to wait for them to get all that stuff off the field, they talked about it and overturned the call. And you can see Kirby Smart is just like, he's like, what? What just happened? I can't believe it. It almost seems like the refs overturned it because of. It almost seems like the refs overturned it because of the fans throwing the water bottles on the field. Like, that really is what it seems like to me. I don't know if that is what happened. I don't know. It was a very weird turn of events. It was a very, very weird turn of events. Very weird turn of events. Did Barron get 3 interceptions in this game? Is that all I'm seeing? He had 3 interceptions. No, 2 interceptions. But did number 7 get the other interception too? Wasn't there a number 7 that got the first interception? If I'm not mistaken, right? Either way, 2 interceptions in this game for Jahdae Barron. Really good game for him. Really good game. Quinn Ewers dropping back, getting the ball off to Blue, who's coming out of the backfield, running the angle route on the linebacker. He puts a really good move on the linebacker right here, freezes him, gets inside. Good ball from Quinn Ewers, and he's going to walk in the end zone. Texas is in business right here. In business, man. They're in business. You get to see the route right here from the running back right here. You're going to see the route. Really good job of freezing him, getting inside, and running into the end zone. Good ball from Quinn Ewers. Good ball from Quinn Ewers. Good catch from Blue, and he gets in the end zone. Great job. Great job. Great job. A minute to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 10 for Georgia. Carson Beck's looking downfield, looking for somebody, and he's going to find his receiver, Arian Smith, who's going to get upfield for a big explosive play on 3rd and 10. It's an easy way to get out from having your end zone on your back. And they're going to run the trick play here, and it's going to end up being a huge play to Oscar Delp of Georgia. It's going to end up being a big time play for Georgia to the tight end, Oscar Delp. So he's going to fake block down here. He's right here attached to the line of scrimmage. He's blocking. And eventually he's going to release after the flea flicker, and he's wide open down the sideline, and it's a big time play for Georgia. Really big time play. Texas would have had to say discipline right there, and he doesn't, and it's a big play for Georgia. Really good job there to get them down inside the 25-yard line. 15 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 8 coming up for Georgia, and they get it off to the receiver, number 86, who's putting his foot in the ground, changing direction, Dylan Bell, and he's getting the first down on 2nd and 8. Good job from the receiver, Dylan Bell. Here you go. 1st and goal. 14 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Carson Beck is going to hand it off he's going to keep it and get close to the end zone, but he's going to be down at the 1-yard line. But good pull read from Carson Beck right there. He's been handing it to ETN on the inside all day, and he pulls it right there and lowers the shoulder to get close to the first down. Close to the touchdown, I mean. Right outside the end zone. Here you go. Looks like they're going to run the sneak right here. And they do. And Texas is going to stop them short of the end zone on the sneak right there. Here you go. 4th and goal. 12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And they're going to hand it off to ETN, who's going to fall into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown of the game. Really big job. Really good job from ETN right there. And Georgia's going to take the 15-point lead again. Tough play from Texas. They really just needed a stop, a timely stop, and they weren't able to get a stop there. And, you know, it sucks. It's tough. It's tough. 30-15 ball game, 12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, 1st and 10 for Texas. And Quinn Ewers is going to get the ball off to his receiver. Looks like Golden right there, and he's got good yardage. And I think they call the targeting here. That is, I mean, definitely looks like a targeting. Definitely looks like a targeting. And I mean, that's what you want to stay away from. And the call was confirmed for sure. Here you go. 15-yard penalty. 3rd and 7 now for Texas. 11.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Quinn Ewers is going to drop back. He's trying to find somebody. Can't really find much. Looks like they're trying to run a screen here to their running back. And Georgia was all over it. They're trying to run the screen there. Georgia defenders all around. And he still gets the ball to him. And, man, what a big-time collision right here. Big time collision right here, close to the line to gain on 3rd and 7, but it seems like he was a little bit short. They're going to come up with a 4th and 6 now, 10.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And what are they going to draw up? Seems like they had a receiver. Oh, man, another sack fumble. I mean, this game for Texas is just turnovers. Sack fumble, interception. I mean, just tough right there, tough. There goes Mikael Williams getting his get back from when he had the face mask earlier on the sack. Now he's going to get it clean with the sack fumble, and Georgia's going to come down with it. I mean, Texas had their opportunities to win this game. There was definitely some windows for them to come down with the victory in this game, but unfortunately, the turnovers really hurt them. Sack fumble right there, coming around the edge, and I guess this was one of the better tackles in college football up to this game. And, you know, he really got tested against Georgia. And, you know, not to say that his stock would have fallen after this game, but it definitely didn't help his stock. He definitely got tested, and I would say he didn't do very well on that test. Really giving up some big pressures, giving up some sacks, and allowing for the sack fumbles right there. The Texas offensive line in general didn't play great, but for him to be one of their better offensive linemen and to not show up the way expected, not very convincing from that standpoint. Carson Beck's going to drop back. He's going to get the ball off to their running back, number 32. I really saw him. Cash Jones. He had 1 reception for 2 yards. That 1 reception for 2 yards being right there. He's a running back. He's a junior, Cash Jones. That brings up a 4th down. Georgia's going to punt it away. 8.5 minutes to go for Texas. 30-15 ball game. 3rd and 1 for Texas. Quinn Ewers is going to get it off to his receiver, Wingo, who's got enough for the 1st down. Good job right there. Drop back pass for Quinn Ewers. 2nd and 10. 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go. They get it off to the tight end, who makes a really good move. Puts his foot in the ground. Changes direction. Looks like Gunnar Helm right here on this reception. And he's getting upfield and getting the yards. Gunnar Helm was actually their 2nd leading receiver with 6 receptions, 62 yards, a long of 23. This might be that 23-yard reception right here. Making a guy miss. That's 10. That's 20. Yeah, that's the 23-yard reception right there. 7.5 minutes. Now it's 5.5 minutes to go. 4th and 12 for Texas. They really need to convert this if they want to have any chance at winning this game. And it's going to be a completion to Wingo, but Quinn Ewers had pressure in his face. He's not able to put enough on the throw. And, man, it's just tough right there. It's just tough. Really looks like a cover 3 here. Cover 3, 3rd right here, a 3rd right here, a 3rd. Curl flat defender right there, and then another curl flat defender right there. So the middle of the field is really open because they're bringing pressure here. So they're bringing 2 linebackers, so they have really no underneath coverage outside of these curl flat defenders, unless it's man. But I don't think it really doesn't look like man. It really looks like zone. They're staying back and playing zone. But the ball just with the pressure, which is what you gamble for. You gamble that the pressure is going to either get there or affect the throw, and the pressure did affect the throw, and he's not able to put enough on it, and in turn, Wingo's not able to catch the ball and keep going. So tough play right there. 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 4 for Georgia. Carson Beck's trying to scramble around and find somebody, and he's going to be able to scramble for the first down. This right here is a backbreaker. I mean, you're already in tough position to win this game, but for them to give this up right here, I mean, this is tough. Looks like a cover 2. Looks like a cover 2. No Tampa, just looks like you got 2 high and 2 flat defenders out here. Beck is doesn't even have a chance to really assess the coverage because he's got pressure. They try to run a boot, and he's got pressure immediately, so he's gonna scramble. And you just would really love to get him down on the ground right there on 3rd and 4. He would have had to punt it away, and instead it ends up being a first down. 3rd and 9 now. 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Texas now has no timeouts. They need to stop right here, and good thinking from Georgia to run the ball. ETN gets very, very close to the first down. Very, very close. I think he got it. They're not going to give it to him on 3rd and 9. And, man, this is close. He's not down on the ground. If you want to count him down right there, his hand came down out of bounds right there. But I don't know where the ball was at, but this is a very close play. This is obviously the pylon cam. Playing hard, running hard. And I can't remember what they said. Play stands as called. I think they called him short. So they're going to go for it on 4th and 1. And Texas is going to stop him. Really big stop. But at this point, there's not much Texas can do. 2 minutes to go in the game. They're down by 15. They'd have to score really fast, get an onside, and score again. Not impossible. They get it to Gunnar Helm. Tries to get out of bounds. He rolls the ball out of bounds. But 2-minute timeout's going to save that. You got 2 minutes. 3rd and 3 coming up for Texas. And Quinn Ewers is trying to find somebody downfield. He throws a prayer up, and Helm comes down with a big time catch. I mean, he's just bigger than this cornerback, this defensive back. This defensive back just cannot get up there. Helm takes him to the mountaintop and summits it, and really good catch right there. Really good catch. A minute to go in the game. 4th and 6 for Texas. Quinn Ewers is dropping back. Once again, gets pressure in his face. Almost brings down with the sack, but he's going to throw it out there, and it's not going to be complete. Tough play right there for Texas, and that is going to end the game, man. Once again, the offensive line is the focus of this game. The pass rush of Georgia is the focus of this game, and they just had a field day. And once again, really good handwork from this defensive end on this right tackle. One-on-one block, you versus him, and he's gonna chop the outside hand of that tackle down and get to the quarterback. Good play right there. Good play right there of the pass rush of Georgia, and that causes Quinn Ewers to throw it away. And Georgia's gonna get the 30-15 win. So, unfortunate game for Texas. They were unable to come down with the victory. They fought really hard, but, that Georgia defense played at a high level. I know Georgia is hoping that they get to see, maybe they might not see Alabama because Alabama lost, but we might get to see a rematch of this game. Maybe, no, because they're playing on the same side. I don't know how the SEC works. I don't know how the standings work, but maybe Texas and Georgia can play again in the SEC championship. Texas gets their first loss to Georgia. Georgia's first loss was to Alabama, but they're both now have one loss in conference play. Georgia's 4-1 in conference. Texas is now 2-1 in conference, but we will see how things turn out. You guys let me know what you think about this game in the comments. Leave me a like. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. And comment down below what your thoughts were. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. I will catch you guys next time. See you later.